Okay, welcome back. So now we have a basic attack system. Our game is coming together. Okay, well that's a problem. As you can see, we can attack and then move backward, but we'll fix that later. Anyway, so we have a basic attack system, but we have a problem where if we attack the enemy from behind, the enemy still get killed, and that's not good. We only want to kill the enemy if the sword actually hit the enemy. So how are we going to do that? We almost need to make a new object called the sword and check if the sword actually hit the enemy. So we're going to create a dummy sword variable. So right click, insert a new object, make a new sprite. We can just put it here and just draw a little circle, make it red or something so we can see it, and just maybe something like that. That's probably good enough. How big is that? Perfect. Alright, so that's almost the same shape, same size as a sword. Okay, so now we have our little sword point. We're gonna call this sword because this is SWORD. Okay, this is our simulated sword right here. We'll make this follow the sword around when we do attack. So let's do this for now. We can always spawn this later. Alright, so open up our animation editor. So let's go attack down. And then if you click over here, that showed you the image point. So image points are like various points along the image. So why don't we right click here and add a new image point. And then we can right click, rename this to sword. This is the sword point, okay? This is where our sword is located. So right now it's over here. That's not where our sword is. Our sword is right here. This is the tip of the sword. Cool. Alright, so we want to right click and attack it, apply it to the whole animation. Not all animation, but just the whole animation. This animation, we don't want to apply to everything. Okay. So then you can see our sword point is here. On the second frame, it says our sword points here. It's false, our sword points over here. So just click over here. And then we just keep updating where our sword is. Okay. So this is looking good. Our sword point, the sword location, the location of the sword point is changing based on whichever frame we're in the animation. So let's do that for all of them. So right click, add sword point, and then we'll apply it to the whole animation. Alright, first one, where's our sword? Somewhere around here. Where's our sword? Right here. Right here. Alright, so that's up. Now we need to do left. Sword is here. Messed up again. I need to actually apply this to the whole animation. So I'm actually changing the sword point, not the origin. Okay. Okay, the sword is right there. Sword is here. Okay, we're good for this one, it seems. Okay, now right. Sword. Apply to whole animation. Sword's right here. 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 Okay, now we got a sword point. Close this, save, just in case. Okay, now we need to edit our spreadsheet. Whenever we do a attack, we want to, we set the animation to, well, I'm out of space. Okay, so when we set attack, we want to spawn a new object. So we want to do player. We want to spawn a new object. We want to spawn the sword. So where's the spawn object? I don't know. Let's see if there's a spawn object. SPAWN. Okay, good. Spawn another object. We want to spawn a sword. Whenever we click space. Okay, and then we need to set what image point do we want to set it at. what do we call it? Sword, right? I think. Let's double check. So we want to spawn a sword object at the sword at the image point called sword. We also want to add a pin behavior to the sword. Let's see. Add a new behavior. Pin. We want to pin the sword object to the sword point so that it follows it. So we also need to add an option, sword, and go down to pin. Pin to image point. We want to pin to player. Player have an image point called sword. Okay, let's try this, see if that works. Alright, so you can see whenever we attack, the sword is moving, but it's not really moving. Like this sword simulator is moving, but it's not really moving with our sword, so we need to fix that. So why is that offset? I have a theory. Let's see where the... I see. The origin of the sword points here. No, that's not. Good. This is the center of our sword, so change that. And then we also want to change the collision polygon for our sword. That is huge. Our sword is here. So you can actually guess the polygon shape. Oh, not enough points, fine. Okay, well, let's adjust this. So what this is that this is the collision. This is like a, how do I say this? We know how when we detect collision, like if an object is overlapping another object, it actually uses the collision polygon here to detect if two objects is touching. For example, if this, so for example, we have, okay, so we have this point, and then we have this polygon. If this outside polygon touches another polygon of another object, it will say that you have a collision. For example, you can see here, the collision polygon of our player is right here. It's like the whole body here. So if that polygon touches this polygon, it counts as a touch. But if it touches the feet, you can see how the collision polygon is only in here. It's not at where the feet are. That will not register. That will become important when we do the sword fight mechanics, because the sword, if the skeleton touches the ghost, no problem. Sorry, if the skeleton touches the sword, it doesn't matter. So we only want to make the polygon where their body is. Anyway, one thing at a time. Let's see if fixing that point will fix the problem. Oh no, why is my space bar not working now? What is going on here? What did I do? What? Oh, hey, look at that. Okay, yeah, so you see, this worked perfectly. The sword point is following the sword. And when there's no sword, the sword point is in the middle because there's no sword, right? So, okay, cool. How that works. Okay. So now we need to change it so that the ghost or the skeleton only get killed when the sword point touches it. So that shouldn't be hard, right? We'll just say we can delete this. So when the enemy is overlapping with the sword, then the enemy gets destroyed. Okay, let's try this. Oh, okay. I guess the enemy kind of ran into the sword points, even though the sword don't exist. Let's try again. Oh, okay, that's a problem. Because the enemy keep getting killed by touching the sword point. So how about we add that condition back in? You have to be attacking to actually kill the enemy. Okay, so if enemies is touching sword and we're actually attacking, then kill the enemy. Okay, good. So now it only killed the player because the player is not attacking. Try this again. Attack. All right, we killed it. Try again. Attack. Okay. Well, we probably also want to destroy the sword point wherever we finish, so we're not creating a bunch of sword. So where's that function? Didn't we have a thing where, oh yeah, like if any attack animation is finished, we want to destroy the sword. Okay, cool. Let's try this again. Okay, attack. We got the enemy. Okay, so now I think our player's too invincible because when we're attacking, the player actually don't get destroyed. Remember, if the player touches the ghost or the skeleton, but we're attacking, but we're not attacking, that's only when you can get destroyed. You cannot get destroyed when you're attacking. So let's delete this condition. That way, make it harder. If the skeleton ever touches our player, the player will get destroyed. Like this. Okay. Let's try again. Attack. Okay, so we killed it. Let's say if we timed it incorrectly. You can see the sword point is here, but the enemy ran right into our guy. So that's why our player died. Let's try this again. Attack. But when we time it correctly, it worked. Nice. Alright. So next thing we need to do is we need to make the sword point invisible. So, because we don't want to see that thing. So whenever we click the attack button, back here, we create the sword. We pin the sword to the player's sword points, and then we want to change the sword visibility. So visibility, set visible to invisible. That way we will not see the sword. Alright, let's try this. Oh. Well, at that point, we guess we both kill each other at the same time. Ha. Alright, very good. Alright, so I guess we got a pretty good system here, like battle system. Let's put a couple more enemies here, just for fun. I think that's enough. Alright, let's do this. Kill. Alright, that's one. Ha! Oh no. Let's try again. See if I can beat my own game. Alright, that's one. Two. Ha! Alright, very good. Alright, so that is the advanced battle system. So you can see here, we can only kill the enemy if the sword actually touches the enemy, and the enemy will kill us if they touch anywhere with us that's not the sword. Okay, cool. So I want to talk more about the collision polygon here, because that's really important. When we have the attack, let's use this for example. So you can see here, if the enemy touches us anywhere, including the sword here, it will count that as a contact and it will kill our player. Here, you can see here as well. We should actually just move this back. So the sword is not part of our player. You don't want the enemy to be able to kill our player if it touches the sword, right? Okay, so that's one. When you go attack up, first frame is okay, second frame, you see. So that way, if the enemy touches the sword, that doesn't count as a collision. It only counts as a collision if it touches the core of the body. I know it worked out earlier, but that's probably just because we put the sword point all the way out here. But honestly, if the skeleton like even touches you here, that shouldn't count as a kill. It's only when the skeleton touches your body that should count. Anyway, this is how you edit collision polygon. Okay, right. Alright, so now that we've all our polygon edited, the game mechanics should be more precise. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so that's one. Huh. It's a lot easier too. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Now let's test it out when I do it a little bit slow, see what happens. Oops, that's not a good one. Wrong direction. Okay. If I attack downward. So it seems like even if our player died, the sword point is still there. Let's debug that. So we can toggle this and turn this off temporarily. You see how the skeleton died even though the player died already? I attack. Oh yeah, you see the sword point is still there. So whenever the skeleton moved, even our player died already, it still hit that and it still killed the skeleton. So how about this? Whenever our player got destroyed, we want to destroy the sword as well. That way, we don't kill the skeleton when our player is dead. Let's try this. All right, so that's good. Try this a couple more times. Okay, yeah, I think this is working. Okay, now we can toggle this back on. So this toggle thing just enable and disable certain functions. So alright, our game is coming together. So yeah, you can design your level a little bit more advanced, but we're gonna do some stuff to clean this game up a little bit. To make it a little bit more fun and more advanced. For example, like when we die, we just kind of disappeared. That's not cool. Maybe we should add a dying animation for the player. That way it'll look a little bit more professional. So we'll do that next. Alright, I'll see you on the next video.